Welcome to AI Insights Live. I'm Andres Torres, founder and chief technology strategist at Zero Day Cybersecurity. The show is for business owners and leaders who want AI out getting burned by regulators, vendors, wishful thinking. Quick note, this is general guidance, not legal advice. I am not a lawyer. I just play one on TV. Your policies and your state rules always come. Here's the critical question of the day. Are you deploying AI that saves you money? It's 90 about creating HR, privacy, intellectual property. For those of you new to the show, this is the first time we're streaming live on YouTube. So if you want to send a response in the chat, here's a question for you. Where are you guys? Where are you guys at today with the trying to pilot, stuck in purgatory? Are you scaling and measuring? So A, B, and C, respectfully. Because tonight we're going to talk about what actually works for return, backed by independent. There's going to be new rules coming online that affect hiring in HR. There's a vendor reality, how the big platform in a 90-day plan that you can start. So let's do a deep dive. What works? What doesn't? Let's begin with evidence, not hype. Across real workspaces, AI boosts throughput and only when the task is inside the competency. Here's three verified signals. Customer support productivity. In a Fortune 500 call center study, AI assistants lifted issues resolved per hour 14, 15% on, with the biggest gains for newer skilled. Translation, AI compresses staff faster. Number two, knowledge work experiment. When consultants used AI on well-defined tasks, they completed work faster, delivered higher quality output. When pushed outside the tools here, quality dropped. So the rule is simple. Use AI where it's strongest. Guardrail. Number three, macro time savings. Economists are measuring weekly hours. See modest. Think a few percent of time back per week. This is meaningful. What does this mean for you? AI is not going to magically cost cut. It's not your magician, but it does pay target repeatable, X heavy work. Frontline and newer employees. Where do pilots go wrong? There's no baseline. You can't prove return on investment without a buck. It's a bad fit. You picked a use case outside of that spill. Staff use consumer chatbot. Mentioned this earlier, but there's no owner, no timeline, no scalability. So what's the fix for this? Well, let's talk about the two 0-day principles, or two 0-day principles. First one is the contain, classify, control principle, as well as measure, pilot, and so let's talk about the first one, contain, classify. Contain. We want to keep public chatbots. There's tons of enterprise or private tools. Would train, no retention pro. We'll cover vendor settings short. Talk about classification. Are you tagging what's sensitive, regulated? If a prompt contains tagged content, route it to centralize your access. Log prompt. You need to log prompt. Set retention and deletion standards. Add a light approval step for anything that touches HR, legal, or 0-day principle number. Measure. This is how we get ROI. I want you to measure. Pick one task. I want you to define what is the before, cycle time, throughput, error. I want you to pilot it. 30 days. I want you to document. scale. Hit targets, expand 100%, turn that playbook. Your 90. You're going to have 2 to 4 repeatable wins, operations, sales. You're going to have documented simple policy that so what does any of this matter? Matters because this is how it are. Most people realize, like, yes, I'm the CEO's job is not to worry about day-to-day operation. It's about how do I grow my company? How do I next step for this organization? That is a true job. Let's talk about this week in AI. You as an owner should act on. For the past couple of weeks, we've been talking a lot about California AI and employment. Guess what? They're still taking effect October 1st, 2020. You hire in California, you use automated decision-based systems for screening, ranking, or recommending. You're on the hook to avoid discrimination audit. Here's an action for I want you to ask your HR business partner what parts of the hiring work score. If the answer is we're not sure, that's your first ask for this. Number 2, Colorado's comprehensive AI law delayed to June 30th, 2020. It's not dead. You operate in Colorado. I want you to use it to map high-risk AI uses, craft impact. So number 3, NIST AI security overlays is open for comment. So NIST, as you guys have known, is building an AI-specific control on top of SP 800. This is a credible blueprint for identity and access, auto oversight, logging, red teaming, vendor control. Here is your action as a business. Have your IT team read the concept paper, 5 controls that you can implement next quarter. Number 4, Workday case update. Hiring AI is still under the microscope. In the Moby versus Workday litigation, the judge's recent orders AI ranking and screening. Workday's path forward includes providing an employer list, administrator, customer, and see them. Here's your action as I want you to use Workday or any ATS with automated ranking, or if you use those tools, automated. I want you to preserve your records, adverse impact check. Your candidate notices. Number 5, vendor data policies are shifting. OpenAI's enterprise states no training on your business data by Microsoft 365 Copilot offers data under their standard DP. Anthropic restated consumer data retention and enterprise and API terms. Make sure. Here is your action. Make sure your team uses enterprise low retention model, not consumer. This is the number one things I'm seeing effectively. Company or anybody I talk to, they think just turning off the on their ChatGPT. So, I told you about what's going on in the world for AI this week. Let's go back to that 90-day plan. This is for the next 7 days, I want you to create a baseline. I want you to pick 3 workflows to test, one each in operations, sales, and here's an example. Ops, invoice match, sales, RFP draft, and finance, PO line item. I want you to write 1 paragraph. Test. Here's a quick. I want to reduce cycle time or increase output 20%. Turn off safe mode. Excuse me. Turn on safe mode. Enterprise tenants only. No training. Limit who can connect to AI. Create a light policy a light policy that what not to pace, approve tools, who can. That's our first week. Day 8 to should a pilot and so ops pilot here. Use AI, extract invoice totals, line items, vendor names into a review. Create a sales pilot. Build a first draft response. For a finance pilot, I want you to auto classify routine expenses, tag exact. Track those metrics weekly and capture before, after. I probably the number one thing. Capture. I can tell you time and time again. I see. I don't know the impact of AI on my. Don't know where. Have to have able to. What? What's the benefit? For day 31 through 60, I want you to scale and standardize. Roll the winning pilot 100% of sales. So we're going to write a playbook. Inputs, outputs, exemptions, what to log, what to escalate. Training. One-page checklist. Well, here's a 10-minute micro learning on day 60 to 90 where we audit and I want you to audit 1 week of the work, accuracy and policy. You can present a 1-page ROI brief. Pick 2 workflows. These are the things that I want you scoring. Time per task up, throughput per hour, error rate. Those move in the right direction. I want you to keep going. Not stop, reassess. All right. So for those of you watching us live on YouTube or in the Zoom chat, I'm open for some questions here. We have some ready for you. You guys ready? Let's go. Question 1. How much ROI should I expect in? I would aim for a 10 to 20 cycle time reduction, X heavy, higher if possible, but only if the task fit that AI's strength. Accurate. This is something I don't like to sell you a song. I need to make sure that it's truly just because AI is the new shiny on the hill that everybody. Question 2. Should you build your for anybody in the small business space? I would not. Hey, honestly, it is a whole thing. Foundational models take a significant time, effort, incredibly complex. I would start with enterprise SaaS. Again, anything that leverages enterprise level. What we do at Zero Day Cybersecurity is we build our own AIs. We also leverage co-pilots. I want you to build, have into a data, strong engineers, but you economics case. Question 3. Can I use AI in hiring? Yes, you can. Here's the caveat. Need to test bias. Disclose automated screening. You hire in California. Your date is October 1st. Oh, if and have to be. Question 4. What about consumer chatbots? Up to me. I am in charge of your security. I'm going to block them. I'm going to block them until we have an acceptable AI use policy. We have decided exactly how AI is going to be. But I'm not saying that you should definitely acceptable use policy. We also data loss prevention policy. Correctly. It's a much larger process. Actually, in one of our first shows on AI, about Samsung did this exactly. Saw a bunch of their intellectual go into ChatGPT, turned it off, and guess what? Project never block something with having to unless you're badly. Where we have to work together, we bring in experts you to a place where you're still using it. So, question number 4, what's one thing business owner I can do? Let's go back to what I told you. Pick one workflow, one metric, flip on the save settings. That's what you can be doing that tomorrow morning after you get. Now, if you want to map 90-day plan, you can book 15 minutes with us at link.zerodaycyber.io/showbook. And we can help you pick out workflows, help metrics, and save defaults for your. I want you to focus on the power of that specific certain time. I want you to measure everything. I want you to protect your data. You do all those less risk. I'm Andres with AI Insights. Thank you so much for coming.